everybody, if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if not, then welcome back to another one of my videos. So I got a new background again. I was having like a mental crisis the other day, and you know how we all organize our books or reorganize our books when we're having like a bad day or we need something to change? I did that, but I also like just rearranged my furniture. It's an amazing coping mechanism, by the way. I highly recommend it. When I finished it, it felt like super good to have everything feeling new and different and everything. Anyway, welcome to today's video. It is almost the end of November, which is crazy. I am so excited for the end of the year, honestly, because I am a big holiday fan. I'm not religious in the slightest, but I'm just a holiday fan. If there's a holiday, I'm gonna celebrate it. I love the cold weather, the snow, the vibes, everything of the holidays in like November, December, January. I love it. January is also my birthday month. My birthday is on the 3rd. I'm pretty excited. I'm not a huge birthday person, like I don't go all out, but I like to do some fun things, so that's what I'm planning on doing. But I also love the end of the year holiday season because we get all the end of the year content, and honestly, I love that shit. I started BookTube January 1st of last year, or I guess this year, sorry, and it was one of the greatest decisions I made. I was actually going to do it in summer of 2021, but I decided to do it in the new year instead, and I'm very happy because it led me to be here, and it's crazy that it marks almost 1 year on BookTube coming up. That's crazy. But some of my first few videos on here were like my favorites of last year, so I did like my favorites of 2021 standalones, my favorites of 2021 series, my top 10 reads, whatever. That was really fun, and I'm just excited to do that again. So kind of kick off the end of the year content, today's video is going to be a reacting to your favorites of 2022. I've never done a reaction video or a video of this kind before, so I'm just really excited to do so. Shout out to Naima from Naima's Reads because she did a video reacting to other readers' favorite books of 2022, and she inspired me to do this one because I was watching it and I was like, girl, you've never done that before. Why have you not done that before? So here we are. Very excited to get into this. I'll be honest, actually, I've already filmed this video, but just as I finished it, like 5 minutes after, I was going through my camera roll for no fucking reason, and I accidentally deleted the video that was 30 minutes long, and so I'm pissed. But that being said, now that I'm filming, I'm obviously just excited to get back into this. So, well, yeah, I hope this is gonna be a fun video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already, please don't forget to subscribe. And we're gonna get into the video now, but actually I have one thing before I wanted to start. I always seem to do that, but thank you for all your well wishes for my wrist. I really appreciate it. It's actually doing a lot better. I went to a physio appointment and I left feeling brand new. It's not back to full capacity just yet. If I have like an extra long day on the computer, it still hurts when I go to bed, but it's definitely getting better and I'm very thankful. So yeah, feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better emotionally and mentally because when I have an injury and I am not able to do like 3-5 things I love to do, it's very downing, but I'm through that now. I can do a lot of things with my wrist. It is a little sore sometimes, like I said, but yeah, feeling much better. So thank you all for your well wishes. Now we're gonna get into reacting to your favorites of 2022. So when I put the question up on Instagram, the first response that I got was A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by, I'm assuming, Monica Murphy. That's the only one I've heard of with this title. So someone said that this was their favorite read of 2022, and it doesn't really surprise me, honestly. I feel like Monica Murphy is a very loved contemporary author, and this book actually, I think I have it like on my wish list or something. Maybe it's on my TBR, but I really love the cover of it. I think I love the special edition cover a bit more. I'm thinking of one of them right now and I can't remember which one it is, but I have heard of this book, definitely. It sounds like a really good contemporary book, a longer book, and if I'm correct, I think it's on a boarding school or something, and I feel like it's a loved book, and honestly, I would give it a shot, guys. I don't know. I've been loving long books as of recently. The synopsis kind of sounds good for this. I don't know. And if one of you guys said it was your favorite books of 2022, then I might just put it on the TBR. One that I'm definitely not surprised is on here is the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. This was almost guaranteed to be on here. It was on my favorite of last year because it's like such an OG. Honestly, it's Penelope Douglas. It's a classic OG romance. If you're a newer reader or you've been reading for a while, like you just need to read this series, because it's just so good, and like I said, can't say it enough. It's an OG. It's a very loved series, but I will say that that first book Oh my god, I do not like it at all. Michael and Rika are not my favorites. I do not like them. I'm here for all the Michael and Rika slander. I genuinely do not like them. But the rest of the series I love. And the series as a whole is an amazing series. Perfect for spooky season. Like I said, it was on my favorites of 2021 because I read it then. So definitely not a surprise that it's on here. Another one that I wasn't surprised to see on here is The Cat and Mouse Duet by H.D. Carlton. That one was also guaranteed. It is such a good series. I feel like it's one of the newer waves of OGs and classics. Like if you're a dark romance reader, you need to read these two because they're just so good. What I feel like need to be OGs and classics of dark romance. I guess not really OGs because the second book came out like this year, so maybe not originals, you know what I mean? But like it needs to be a dark romance classic, and for some I feel it is. For me it definitely is. So once again, not shocked to see this on here. We had a few for Kennedy Ryan, particularly her sports romance series, Hook Shot, Long Shot, I don't really know. And I wasn't surprised to see that once again. What I do think should be on here though is her Grip trilogy. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of sports romances, but I did read one of them. I think it was Hook Shot, don't really remember which one it was, but yeah, I read one of them. So yeah, in my opinion, I think the Grip trilogy should be on here, but Kennedy Ryan, she is a queen. I love her as an author and as a person. I'm not a huge contemporary reader. Some of these you'll be like, why don't you like these? Because I don't always love contemporary, and a lot of these are pretty contemporary. But like I said, I don't read a ton of contemporary. I have read some Kennedy Ryan, and I loved them. The Grip trilogy is so good in my opinion. Very underrated. Kennedy Ryan just writes love so well. And honestly, she's one of my favorite authors just for her personality and her as a person. She's so humble. She's so sweet, caring, loving, so real, and honestly she's hilarious. I follow her on TikTok and I think Instagram. She's just really funny and she's just a queen. Like Miss Kennedy Ryan, I actually think she's married, so it might be Mrs., but she's just amazing and I love her, and I love her Grip trilogy, so she definitely deserves to be on this list. In my opinion though, the Grip trilogy should be on this list. We actually have a few for QB Tyler on here, and I will be filming a part 2 to this video where I go over your guys' least favorite reads of this year. And spoiler alert, QB Tyler showed up a lot in both of these, which was really surprising to me. I didn't think that many people didn't love her books, but I don't know, apparently they do. But on the other side of that, a lot of people love her books, especially Forget Me Not. And I am on the love train for this one. I love it. It is the perfect mood read if you're looking for an angsty romance. Like nothing does angst better than this fucking book. Pretty steamy. I love the tension, the angst, the like feelings. I don't know, the butterflies in this bitch, oh, they're so good. I definitely think it deserves to be on this list. Is it gonna be on my top 10 standalones? Probably not. Definitely not on my top 10 reads, but it's gonna be on my like top 25, top 15. Okay, this one, guys, I need to fucking read this. This is Sinner by Sierra Simone. I have had this on my radar for the longest time. I think I had the audiobooks checked out at one point. It's just been on my radar for a long ass time, but I have not fucking read it. And I'm kind of mad at myself now because I feel like I just need to read this goddamn book. And the series too, honestly. It's taboo, it's forbidden. I think it's like kind of steamy, but with all those together, you're gonna have a lot of tension, and that just sounds so good. And it went straight on my TBR, I'll be honest. I've seen it a lot of places and I feel like I need to read it, so straight on my TBR. Glad to see it's on this list because that did in fact help me put it on my TBR. Another one that's not going to be shocking for the contemporary readers, and that is the Red Zone series, I think, by Candy Steiner. Blindside showed up the most in this one, I think, but personally, it's fair catch for me. I did read this series. If you follow me on Goodreads, you'll see I read it a few weeks ago. It'll be my wrap-up, which is my next video coming out soon. And I enjoyed the series. I read them all, or the ones that are out. I feel like it is a very solid series, and I definitely see why the contemporary readers love this. For me, it was a little too contemporary, and that's fine. That can happen. I am a dark romance reader at heart, and I just get a little bored for some of them. But like I said though, it was pretty fun. I had a fun time reading it. Fair Catch is my favorite, and that's just because Riley and Zeke together are just so good. They hit different than any of the other ones, though I did enjoy reading the other ones. Fair Catch is definitely my favorite. I agree that it's definitely a good series. It's a solid series. It wouldn't be on my top 10 or favorites at all, but it was really fun to read, and Fair Catch is my favorite. Next up is the Cowboy series or something by Elsie Silver. I don't remember what they're exactly called, but I've been seeing this a lot of places, especially on Instagram. I'm happy for y'all that y'all found a good contemporary small town cowboy romance, but am I gonna read this? Hell nah. I just think that I really will not like it because number one, it's too contemporary, but also I kind of live in like a farming town, and I feel like this is just gonna give me that, and there's a reason why people don't like small towns. Okay, there's a reason. I live that. Why would I want to read that? I'm kind of kidding, but at the same time, small town romances also tend to be really contemporary and not as enjoyable for me. Definitely is not on my TBR or anything, but if you guys have like a Yellowstone dark romance inspired book, y'all need to hand that shit over to me right now, because like Yellowstone to me is the most cowboy I'm gonna get. It's a show, by the way. It's on Amazon Prime and Paramount Plus, and it's amazing. Highly recommend it. I've talked about it a few times. I'm obsessed with it. It's cowboys in Montana, but it's also dark. You got like corruption, greed, and money, and that is not a lighthearted contemporary time, you know? So if you guys have a Yellowstone book, please hand them over. That would literally make my fucking month, because that in a book sounds just so good to me. Next is the Mindfuck series. Also not surprised this is on here. I read this last year and it was one of my top reads of last year. Definitely one of my top favorite series of last year, and not surprised that it's on here. I feel like a lot of people did read it last year or in the beginning of this year, so that makes sense. And yeah, I stand by that. I love me some Lana Myers. I love a strong heroine. I love the series. I love the dynamic of serial killer and FBI agent. This book actually got me on a fucking kick for that. And so if you guys want some like books kind of similar to the Mindfuck series, let me know and I'll pop them in the comments, because I literally went on a spree and read like 10 books that are similar to that and have the same like dynamic of an FBI agent or like a government agent and a criminal or like serial killer, something like that. And it's an amazing dynamic, and I feel like the Mindfuck series does it best. And so yeah, no surprise at all that this is on here. One that I was very happy to see on here is Hellfire by Marielle Pomeroy, I believe her name is. I think she is a small author. I think this is her first book. I think I saw her on Instagram when she had first released this book, and I put it on my TBR, but then I took it off because it is a fantasy read and I just wasn't in the mood for fantasy at that point, and even now I don't think I'll ever be in the mood for fucking fantasy, which is unfortunate because I know a lot of people who love it. My best friend loves it, but I don't think it's for me, honestly. And so, like I said, I'm pretty sure this one is a fantasy romance, but it just makes me very happy to see a smaller author on this list. It wasn't only put in one time. That made me smile, and yeah, I'm glad y'all love this. Will I read it? No. Sorry, but I'm very happy that a lot of people enjoyed it. Okay, for our last few, I'm gonna like kind of go quickly here because, like I said, second time filming this. But one that was put in here is Nightshade by Carrie Lake. I feel like Carrie Lake, even though she has some lovers and some haters, I feel like she is kind of underrated. That is in my opinion though, because the two books that I read from her I absolutely loved, and Nightshade is actually on my TBR, so it's great that it's on this list. Helps me get closer to reading it. But I feel like she's underrated in the way that she just writes like solid romances. She doesn't throw in some crazy ass fucking plot twist. She doesn't like twist your mind, and she keeps it entertaining while keeping it steamy, plotty, and I was gonna say thoughty, but I won't say that. Anyway, she just keeps it interesting and she keeps it fun, and she does tropes really well in my opinion, and so I feel like she's kind of underrated, but at the same time I feel like she's also kind of popular, and maybe I'm not aware of that, I don't know. But Nightshade by Carrie Lake, very glad it's on here, making me get one step closer to reading it. The Lazarus series by Marlo Locker was also put on here by my friend. I knew even before she put these in the question box on Instagram what her favorite reads were going to be, so this one, she got an arc of it, and you could just tell from looking at her feed that she loves this fucking book. So I definitely want to give it a shot. I might be fantasy. I think it has some fantasy elements to it, so I'm not too sure about that, but it sounds really good, and Marlo Locker is a smaller author, so just seeing like smaller authors either online, whatever, I am just more inclined to support them. I don't know, that's just how it naturally goes for me. One, because I am known for having underrated recommendations and known for like not always talking about the same books that everyone else is talking about, but also just because I love finding hidden gems. That might be like similar things there, but I love finding hidden gems. So will I read this? Possibly. Like I said, guys, for a lot of these, this is helping me be convinced to read any books that I haven't read on this list, but if it is not fantasy, then I will probably read it, yeah. Okay, next is Hair on Mel. This is also for my friend because I recommended this. She said she was gonna read it, and then she's like texting me while she's reading and like, oh my god, this is so good, you are right. And this, I feel like, is another one of those underrated books. It is a bit messy, a bit toxic, a bit chaotic, a bit off the rail a bit, but it is really good, and I feel like it's the perfect read for spooky season. It is the perfect gothic romance. It's a great romance, but it's just a little bit unhinged, like slightly unhinged. It doesn't have a lot of plot, and sometimes it doesn't make fucking sense, but I think it's really good. So I was glad to see it on this list. It's not necessarily on my list of like top 10 standalones, but it is a good read and I really enjoyed reading it. Okay, this one, not a surprise because I know who put it on here, but Swan Song by Sela Mori. I agree, okay? The person who put this on here, I know our minds are thinking similarly here. I love this book, it is amazing, and yeah, in our minds, it is one of our favorite reads of the year, that's for sure. It's definitely gonna be mine, and I really want to reread this. I think I'm gonna do it for one of my vlogs coming up for the holidays. I wish I could do like the 12 days of Vlogmas, but personally I can't just because like I don't have the fucking time for that, and I don't want my holidays to be stressed out. So I'm gonna do the 5 days of freyleyce content, you know. It's not gonna be just vlogs. There's gonna be a lot of vlogs, but not only vlogs, and that'll give me some time to like pre-film videos and have them already up and ready, which is gonna be great because I want to enjoy my holiday season, but I also want to get a bunch of content to you guys because I feel like that's really fun. So anyway, we got a bit distracted there, but what I want to say is I want to reread Swan Song for one of those videos. Okay, everybody, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I've already said this twice, but like this is the first time I've refilmed a video in a long ass time, and it was fun, but I'm still really mad at myself for not finding that earlier. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a great reading month. Keep an eye out for a part 2 of this where I react to your least favorite reads of 2022. That'll be coming in December after my wrap up and stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video very soon.